Adolescence is a period of storm and stress. A well-known person remarked. He was G.S. Hall. Do you know why? Because there is conflict with parents, mood disruption, and risk behavior. Parents' behavior may aggravate this situation. This is seen in this poem, Amanda. Disruptions, risk behavior, conflict with parents, acne in her face all prove this. Or at the same period, you may also feel the same kind of conflict with your parents due to generation gap. However, it is advisable to compromise and proceed as there is still a bridge to cross in order to get adulthood. Bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. We have seen someone is instructing her. The question comes to our mind, who is he? We can assume it is her mother because mother advises a lot to children, mostly girl child. In fact, it is not fault of her. Society has made a code of conduct for every girl, how to behave, how to talk, etc. The languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. This stanza is an afterthought of the event. It is given in parenthesis. She imagines that she is the only inhabitant in the sea. Mermaid, as you have seen in this video, is a fabulous creature, an imaginary creature which is half human and half fish. So in this way, Amanda wishes to be all alone in the sea. That is her sole intention. There will be no one in the sea to advise her, like her mother at home. Third stanza. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. So these are certain tasks which our mother has given her to clean her room, to do her homework, to clean her shoes, etc., which she has not yet done. So the mother is asking her. Next stanza. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden. The freedom is sweet. Here, Amanda wishes to be an orphan. You can just imagine the life of an orphan, how they feel. But she wishes to be an orphan. She can roam in the street without slippers, playing patterns in the dust, and nobody will be there to disturb her. So that freedom is compared to gold. That will be golden freedom for her. It will be sweet for her. Don't eat the chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda? Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? The mother advised her not to eat chocolate because chocolate contains lot of caffeine, which is injurious to health, mostly when you are having acne in your face. But Amanda doesn't like this. I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. Now here is a story of Rapunzel. Let's see the story. So once upon a time there was a couple. The lady was pregnant. She was about to have a baby. And from her window she can see some lettuce. And during her pregnancy she wished to eat that lettuce which was not belong to them. It was belong to a witch who lived nearby. The husband now he couldn't go there, so she became sad, and it is not good to be sad during pregnancy. So he went there as the witch will not allow him to pick up the lettuce. So he went there in order to pick some lettuce, the leaves of some lettuce. While he was doing that, the witch saw him and she told him if he wished to take the lettuce from her garden, then he has to give their baby which will be born to them to her. And the man was helpless and he said yes instantly, and the witch allowed him to take that lettuce. However, the father was very sad. And after some time they had a baby girl, a very beautiful baby girl. The witch came to know about that, and she came at night and took the baby girl away. And now she kept the baby girl in a tall tower from where she could not come out. She took great care of the baby girl, however, and slowly the baby girl was growing there in the tall tower where there was only one window. She was growing and she became a young lady, very beautiful young lady with long hair. She was known as Rapunzel. Her name was given as Rapunzel, and she was very expert in singing songs. She was very beautiful and she has some good qualities which can enamor anyone. But there was no one to see her. She was all captured in that tower from where there was no escape. Only she could see some birds, and when she went to the window, she looked outside. There was no human being to listen to her, to see that she was sad. The witch used to ask her to drop her long golden hair with which she could climb up to the tall tower. That was the only way to go to the tower. There was no staircase. The witch, however, loved her, took great care of the girl. Now one day a prince came through that side and he heard the melodious voice of the girl. He was looking here and there and thought that the voice has come from the tall tower. He saw from a distance how the witch was climbing up with the long hair of Rapunzel. So afterwards he did the same. He also asked Rapunzel to drop her long hair, and he climbed to the window and subsequently went to her room. Rapunzel was very happy to see a man, but their happiness lasted no longer. The witch saw them and became very angry. She cursed both. She cursed the prince to be blind and the lady Rapunzel to be in some desert. So both of them were roaming somewhere else away from each other. Both of them became very sad. Days, months passed by. But after some months, he heard Rapunzel singing. He could recognize her voice. Although he was blind, he could understand that Rapunzel was somewhere nearby. At last, both of them met each other and they became very happy. Rapunzel cried out of happiness. Her tears rolled down and fall in the eyes of the prince. The prince got his eyesight back, and then he took her to his palace and lived happily ever after. Now let's come back to our poem. Here Amanda wishes to be Rapunzel, but she doesn't want her long golden hair down so that prince or witch could climb up. She wishes to be all alone. Last stanza. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. By Robin Klein. Stanza, the mother is instructing her for being silent, as anyone would think that her mother is rude to her. So again, she is suggesting a way of behavior at the end of the poem which Amanda doesn't like at all. Now let's see the summary of the poem. Summary doesn't come, but you have to write the explanation for which summary is needed. If you know the summary, then it will help you to write the explanation of the question answers. Amanda poem composed by Robin Klein with a view to project a clear picture of adolescent period. The speaker in the poem, perhaps one of the parents, forbids Amanda to perform her silly practices of biting nails, raising shoulders, and sitting droopingly. She is asked to sit straight with the erect body posture. The second paragraph given in parentheses is afterthought of Amanda. Here she wishes to be a mermaid living alone in the relaxed emerald tranquil sea. She wants to drift blissfully in a peace-oriented place away from the turmoil of earthly life. The speaker again reminds of her duties and obligations. She asked her whether she finished her homework, tidied her room. He even questions Amanda if she cleaned her shoes as per her instructions. This time she imagines herself to be an orphan because then she could be able to escape from the instructions showered on her persistently by her parents and would live a life without anyone's restrictions. She wants to pattern her footprints upon the soft dust. She holds the view that silence is golden and hopes to taste the sweetness of freedom. The speaker again reminds Amanda of the infections of acne on her face. Chocolate may worsen her case further. The speaker infuriates Amanda by saying that she should look at him while he or she is speaking to her. Amanda now wishes to be Rapunzel. Then she would be able to get rid of the invariable instructions put on by her elders. She is restricted to everything she does. She being Rapunzel, she could at least be living a tranquil place far away from the reach of human beings. Nobody would impose restrictions on or what to do and what not to do. She wishes to lead her life all by herself with her own rules. Lastly, the speaker urges Amanda not to sit gloomily because if she sulks or is moody, anybody might think that she keeps on nagging her. Thus, the poem exemplifies the tussle between roaming spirit of a child and the stern obligations from parents. This line I have added because it is given in your question bank. There is a question. If you have the question bank, you can see this is given in here. See, essay type. Do you think the poem exemplifies the tussle between roaming spirit of a child and the stern obligations from parents? Explain it. So this you can write this answer. Attempt critical appreciation of the poem. This will be same. So explain, you can write from here. So C part I am not discussing here. Now, who wrote the poem? Number 4, C question. Who wrote the poem? See, he is Robin Klein, the children writer. Who is Amanda? Amanda is an adolescent girl, because some of the we get some clues, and that you can write already. We have discussed, and from this summary also you can write down. Who lives in Emerald Sea? Mermaid, of course. About the mermaid you can write. What about her homework is asked by her speaker, whether it is finished or not. What does the speaker ask Amanda to clean? Shoes, isn't it? So you write everything in sentences, don't write in one word. It is literature. Your answers should be very much the composition should be good, so that you can get good marks in literature. What does Amanda ask to remember? About the acne problem, because eating chocolate may aggravate her condition. So all these things you can write. What is Amanda asked to remember? So asked to remember about her acne only. How is life in tower? It will be tranquil and rare because nobody will be there. She will be the sole inhabitant there. All these things you write. What type of girl is Amanda, as mentioned in the final stanza? She seems to be moody, isn't it? The mother asks her not to be moody. So here are some word meanings. I will give it later. Wait, I'm giving now. Who is Amanda? How old is she? So how old is she? you cannot say, but we can say that she must be an adolescent girl because she has acne on her face, and her behavior also shows that she is an adolescent girl. What is mermaid? Mermaid is fabulous sea creature. This thing you can write. What could Amanda do if she were a mermaid? She would have drifted blissfully in, or without anybody to instruct her in the sea. What does Amanda imagine doing as an orphan? She would have patterned something on the dust. She would have make some patterns, and she would have walked barefooted. Nobody would have instructed her to wear any slippers or so on. Is Amanda an orphan? No, she is not an orphan. However, she imagines. Why is Amanda asked not to have chocolates? Because it may aggravate her situation of acne problem. Why does Amanda wish to be Rapunzel? Because she may live in a tranquil tower undisturbed by anyone. Do you think Amanda is sulking and moody? It is your view. You can write. You are free to write, because there will be no one to say it is not. You have to give your own reasons in literature. So these are some of the questions. We have already seen this, and the word meanings now. See, Hans means stoop or curved posture. Slouching means a hanging down of head. Drifting means moving aimlessly or at the mercy of external forces, moving slowly. Roaming means an instant of wandering. Harsh means become quiet. Tranquil means calm. So you can get this all from dictionary also. And now let's see the questions from your textbook. How is Amanda? How do you know this? How old is Amanda? The poem truly reflects the life of an adolescent girl who always yearns for absolute freedom. A little restriction on her parents' part might cause depression and deep disappointment among their children. Here, Amanda is a teenage girl, possibly of 12 to 16 years of age. The fact that she is having acne on her face substantiates that she is an adolescent girl. Hence, she is asked to avoid chocolate. What do you think is she speaking to? Who is speaking to her? Who do you think is speaking to her? The speaker in the poem is perhaps one of her parents, because it is only our parents or guardian who forbid us to avoid our silly practices. Amanda, however, does not like being soured. Invariably guides and instructions by her parents. So even when her parents speak to her about do's and don'ts, duties and responsibilities, she drifts her mind to and fro. Why are stanza 2, 4, 6 are given in parentheses? Amanda is a kind of daydreamer, which is one of the characteristics of adolescent period. Stanza 2, 4, 6 are given in parentheses because here Amanda imagines herself to be free from instructions showered by her parents. She dreams to lead a life of mermaid in a languid emerald sea, with her being the only inhabitant there. She feels that an orphan has more freedom than her. She also wants to lead a calm and quiet life in a tower like that of Rapunzel, with nobody to disturb her. Who is the speaker of stanza 2, 4 and 6? Is this speaker listening to speaker 1, 3, 5 and 7? The speaker of stanza 2, 4 and 6 is Amanda herself. She is an adolescent girl who, like every child, feels that her freedom is curtailed. She feels her life is controlled with do's and lots of do's and don'ts. No, the speaker is not listening to speaker of 1, 3, 5 and 7. She has become defiant in her spirit. What could Amanda do if she were a mermaid? If Amanda were a mermaid, she could have lived a peace-oriented place away from the turmoil of earthly life. Mermaids are legendary half-human, half-marine creatures. They live in an independent life in calm sea. So Amanda wishes to be mermaid. Is Amanda an orphan? Why does she say so? No, Amanda is not an orphan. She only imagines herself to be an orphan. She wants to escape from the harsh realities of life. She does not want to walk on the path that her parents want to follow. She wants to pattern her footprints upon the soft dust. She holds the view that silence is golden and hopes to taste the sweetness of freedom. Relate Rapunzel's story. Rapunzel, the German fairy, was captured by a witch in a tall tower which did not contain any ladder. The witch climbed the tower by using the long ponytail tail of Rapunzel. Amanda also wishes to live a secluded life away from the hustle and bustle of earthly life. However, she would surely not permit a witch to climb the tower through her hair. In this tranquil place, far away from human habitation, she would get peace of mind. She wishes to lead her life all by herself with her own rules. What does the girl yearn for? What kind of girl is Amanda? The girl yearns for absolute freedom. She does not like to be like being showered upon by invariable guides and instructions by her parents. She wants to live secluded life away from hustle and bustle of human life. Amanda is an adolescent girl who, like every child, feels that the freedom is curtailed. She feels that her life is controlled with lots of do's and don'ts. As she is unable to get absolute freedom in reality, she dreams of it. She drifts her mind to and fro, and she wants to live a secluded life, so she must be little introvert in nature. She must be an idle girl, for which she is advised to do her household works every now and then. She must be fond of fairy tales, but she becomes moody and sulky occasionally. Do you think Amanda is sulking, moody? Adolescent period is storm and stress, and Amanda is not exceptional. Her mind drifts to and fro, so the speaker urges Amanda not to sit gloomily, because if she sulks or is moody, anybody might think that she keeps on scolding her. Due to restrictions, she has become moody, sad, moody. Unnecessary parental control may affect the growth of the child adversely.